The Morning Show with Mr. G and Paul Stone. The talk of the Treasure Coast. 1590 WPSL.
You better believe it, 8:11 now, and Ann Satterley has joined us live from the Sunrise Theater. Hey, Ann, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Well, fine and dandy, and you and yours?
Oh, I can't complain. Just getting ready for the Matthew to come into town.
Well, yes. And now what's going on there? Are you guys obviously will be closed for a day or two?
Yes, we will be closed. It hasn't been official, but with the looks of things this morning, our show probably on Friday night will be canceled, Peter Frampton. So for folks that have tickets to that, what you need to do is bring them back to the box office or give them a call, and we'll either be rescheduling or refund the money.
Okay, very good. So and
that's pretty easy.
Well, one of the two. I mean, that's that easy button there. But that's the only show that's affected, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
That would be the only one. And, of course, we had our membership party before that for our members for this next season, so that will be canceled as well. So I just hope everybody will be safe and reschedule everything and see you back at the Sunrise.
Very good. You know, I was looking at some of the shows, and you mentioned it last week. Tell me something, this aluminum show, what is that all about?
The aluminum show is really, really neat. And I urge folks that if you really want to know more, go to our website. There's a video on there. It's similar to sort of a blue band group, sort of, except that people have on these big aluminum tubes and costumes, and they all move to lots of lights and synchronized music, and it's really pretty neat. So you have to go and experience it and or watch the video, and then you go, ooh, that looks really nice. You know, there's a lot of participation in the audience as well.
There's some interesting things coming. I saw this. Of course, the Midtown Men, they're coming back from Broadway and beyond. Mm-hmm. That's what the Frankie Valli's doing. But I'm looking at direct from Las Vegas legends in concerts. That's going to be hot.
Absolutely. You know, you got Cher, you've got Prince, and this is like one of the top shows in Vegas. I think 30 some odd years it's been being played out. And the folks are just very similar to the original folks, so it's going to be a great time.
Now, Anna, we talk about membership all the time, and talk about the value of becoming a member.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, unfortunately, we're going to have to postpone our membership party, but that's one of the little benefits that you have being a member. We have a party for the members every year. You come before a show and have some food and drinks and things like that. And also, in buying tickets. I mean, you get the first run at the tickets, depending on your membership level, and starting off at a minimum of $75 to become a member, and you get to buy your tickets before they go on sale to the general public. So you really get some benefits. You get also the opportunity for some free shows during the year as part of your membership, and it's a great way to support the theater, support what we're doing programming-wise, and also it is tax deductible. So it's a win-win for everybody.
Very good. Well, we certainly look forward to a lot of great shows at the Sunrise Theater. The box office, 772-461-4775. Box office hours Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 4, and Saturday, 10 a.m. to 4 as well. And we thank you so much. Batten down the hatches there, baby.
Thank you. I hope everyone stays safe.
Very good. And we'll talk to you next week. Thanks a lot, Ann, live from the Sunrise Theater in beautiful Fort Pierce. 8:15 now. We're going to check in with Chris over at CBS 12 and get this update.
Well, good morning. It's 8:17, 75 degrees. Time for news from 1590 WPSL. We just heard Hurricane Matthew weakened slightly, but it crossed the tip of Cuba as of 5 a.m. That was the last update we had. We just heard from our good friends at CBS Channel 12, and a good place to check into occasionally, but keeping your radio dial tuned to 1590 here, we'll give you all the latest at any time it comes. Well, batteries and canned food, and candles and water, these are some of the items you may want to have on hand as Hurricane Matthew approaches. But preparing for hurricanes is a lot more than just running to a grocery store. CBS 12's Al Pefley reports.
With Hurricane Matthew heading in our general direction, the time to prepare is now.
We are concerned. I mean, we take it seriously. We hope it's for nothing. but we're not going to wait and see.
The owner of this home in West Palm Beach's El Cid neighborhood told us this is the first time in 10 years they're putting up hurricane shutters. They're less than a block from the Intercoastal Waterway. Nearby, some businesses on Belvedere have already closed their storm shutters. At some supermarkets, supplies of flashlight batteries are running low, and bottled water is disappearing fast. The shelves completely bare at some stores. One shopper at this Publix in Lantana feels lucky that she snatched the last few precious bottles.
I've seen people panicking because when I got the water, I felt bad in a way because the lady looked at me and she goes, "You got the last of the water."
There's a last-minute rush to get prescriptions filled, too. Many people know if the area loses power, pharmacies may not be open.
I've been through every hurricane. I was born and raised here, too, and I've seen it. I've seen Andrew. I've seen them all. And this is no hurricane to be playing with.
Right now is also a good time to pull some cash out of the ATM in case of a power outage.
So if you haven't had a chance yet to fasten up your hurricane shutters or put up your hurricane panels, there is still time to do that. But as you know, time is running out.
Thank you, Al. Well, we should be feeling the effects of Hurricane Matthew tomorrow morning, so make sure to get everything done today. The motto should always be plan for the worst and hope for the best. And schools in Martin and St. Lucie counties, along with John Carroll and Barnabas Christian Academy, will have an early release today and then be closed on Thursday and Friday. All school activities and athletic events are canceled on those days as well, meaning no high school football on Friday night. IRSC will close all campuses at 5:30 as well tonight, and the college will be closed Thursday and Friday. Meanwhile, Port St. Lucie City Hall and all city facilities will be closed Thursday and Friday. There will also be no residential waste collection by Waste Pro on Thursday and Friday as well. You also might notice some traffic lights missing in Port St. Lucie. Officials are removing some of the traffic signal heads along Port St. Lucie Boulevard and on St. Lucie West Boulevard at I-95. Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi said when during a hurricane, it means that rules that prohibit price gouging are now in effect.
We've activated our price gouging hotline. You cannot dramatically increase prices. Hotels cannot gouge people. Gas stations, essential commodities like water, food, anything you would need, lumber to board up your house.
If you see any sudden price hikes before or after the storm, the hotline number is 1-866-9-NO-SCAM. This morning I got gas at around 4:30, and even at that time, there were cars building up, and the only gas available, of course, was a high-priced premium gasoline. But it works in anything that would burn regular, so you're in good shape there. And the rush for the last-second hurricane supplies is on. Grocery stores were running low on everything from water to canned foods to batteries and flashlights. Everyone seems to be stopping by the pump to make sure they have enough gas for their cars. Like I said before, make sure you do that all today and get ready for the day coming tomorrow. Residents of the Barrier Islands in Port St. Lucie need to try and get their island re-entry placard today if they don't already have one. The placards can be picked up through 5 p.m. this evening at St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office headquarters on Midway Road, the St. Lucie West Courthouse, or tax collectors' offices on Virginia Avenue and Walton Road. Residents who cannot get their island re-entry placards will still be able to access their home after the storm as long as the area has been deemed safe and they can produce a driver's license along with one other form of address verification, such as a utility bill. Voters throughout the state who requested absentee ballots to vote by mail will start receiving ballots this week. Florida Secretary of State Ken Ditzner said yesterday that election supervisors in Florida, 67 counties, are starting to send out ballots to vote for the 45th president and to decide the Senate race between incumbent Marco Rubio and South Florida Congressman Patrick Murphy. Early in-person voting throughout most of the state will start October 25th. Election day, of course, is November the 8th. And those are the stories making news this hour. We'll talk about your traffic in just a minute. Let's check that traffic right now. We're clear right now, but if you're heading down south today, Broward and Palm Beach counties are loaded with accidents, so be careful if you're heading south. If you happen to see something in our neck of the woods, give us a call here, 340-1590. Okay, we'll check that traffic one more time here.
We did traffic already?
It's okay. I like doing it a second time,
Well,
man.
get the heck out of here. Where's my mind?
Well, we're busy with the storm today, and people need to know about traffic accidents. We don't have any right now. but if you're heading down south, there's a lot of them down there in Broward and Palm Beach counties. Stick around here and enjoy the weather.
I actually played this traffic theme a couple minutes ago.
As a matter of fact, in a couple of days, you can go to WPSL TV and see it on iTunes.
That's almost as bad as that day when I went.
This is Sean Connery.
trying to find that. Wait a minute. No, it was this one here, wasn't it? No,
if
here
you
was.
see something, your world. It's 1590.
Yeah, that must be
Okay.
it. Okay, we're all fairly confused now.
Have a nice day.
WPSL's Your World in 60 Seconds.
Vice presidential candidates, Republican Mike Pence and Democrat Tim Kaine, square off in their only debate in Virginia.
Hurricane Matthew pounds Haiti, heading next to eastern Cuba.
If Matthew directly impacts Florida, there will be massive destruction that we haven't seen in years.
Florida Governor Rick Scott urging residents to take it seriously.
Actor Ben Stiller reveals he was treated successfully for prostate cancer in 2014 and says the test that found it saved his life. Stiller says he's telling his story to support the PSA test, which critics say can spark unnecessary treatment.
Side airbag might inflate on some small Nissan cars. The government now investigating complaints about Nissan Versas from the 2012 model year.
An arbitration panel has cut tennis star Maria Sharapova's 2-year doping suspension by 9 months. It means she'll be able to play again next spring.
When Julie Gallagher and Karen Partnan were a couple, they had 2 children through in vitro fertilization, with Gallagher giving birth to both. Then they split up, which led to a complicated legal battle. Partnan wanted the same parental rights, even though she's not the biological mother and the 2 women were never married. A family court in Massachusetts rejected that. But on Tuesday, the state's highest court overruled the decision, declaring Partnan a full legal parent, finding a person may be a presumptive parent under Massachusetts law, even without a biological relationship to the child.
And those are the national stories making news this hour. Let's have a look now at the precious metals market. Gold is up a half a point, coming in at $12.77. Silver is up almost a full point at $18.05. The precious metals markets have been brought to you by St. Lucie Jewelry and Coins, trading in gold and silver bullion and all U.S. coins since 1994.
And now from Studio 3BA, let's talk sports with Paul Stone.
Swing and a drive, and this ball game is over. Encarnacion will dance around the bases. The celebration starts at home plate and continues here at Rogers Center. Encarnacion walks it off, and Toronto has a date with Texas.
No suspense in that one. Off the bat, everyone knew, even the people in the condos outside Rogers Center knew the game was over. He walked it off, and they're mobbing him at home plate right now.
What a way to end a game.
I guess. Well, gee, that was the first what they call a walk-off home run since Joe Carter's in 1993. The score was 5-2. Toronto next plays at Texas Rangers in the division series, and the 2 teams had a fairly tense rivalry since last postseason and will play Thursday. Tonight's game is the Giants and the Mets kicks off in the wild card, and by the way, at 7 p.m. you can catch that right here, WPSL. Well, Buck Showalter, the Orioles coach, just had one job to do, G. Give the Orioles ace closer Zach Britton the chance to help Baltimore win the darn game. Well, Showalter didn't, and the O's are going to go home for another year.
Pitiful.
Yeah, also some knucklehead threw a whole can of beer on the field, just missing an outfielder. He won't be back anytime soon, I'm guessing. And Tebow Mania. Well, Tebow Mania has come to an end in Port St. Lucie, at least for the time being. The Mets Instructional League has come to an end after the state of emergency declared by Governor Scott as the state prepares for the hurricane. Tebow said his time in Port St. Lucie was good.
It was a lot of fun. It was great. It was great to be on a team. It was great to just, go through a warm-up and go through drills and just have fun.
Yeah, I'm wondering, G, why don't they take Tebow with them to the playoffs? I mean, he's give him a ring, maybe.
What, just sit on the bench? Well, I mean, he ain't ready, man. He ain't ready.
Be a base runner, maybe. I mean, come on, he's fast enough. Well, on Monday night, the Vikings-Giants game, Odell Beckham threw a little tantrum on the sidelines.
Boy.
Yeah, after receiving a penalty he didn't feel he earned. If you watched any sports TV yesterday, you'll have heard that while he's probably one of the best receivers in the game, he can't seem to back off before getting a penalty. He says he's frustrated with the increased amount of attention on his behavior during the games, and he said he's, quote, not having fun anymore. Well. Playing football, he said, I personally watch, I watched all TV yesterday. I watched the Pardon the Interruption show on ESPN, and they got into, let's play it. We got Mike Wilbon talking about Mr. OBJ.
Behaved like a clown. Multiple games going back to that game against Carolina last year where he's swinging elbows and throwing launching his head at Josh Norman. And then he says, oh, they're after me. They're after you. You're a clown. You're behaving like an idiot. You are saying to people, throw the flag because I'm going to behave as stupidly in a game as I can. And your teammates, your veteran teammates are tired of you. Wake up and be accountable. And when's Ben McAdoo going to say be accountable? You're a grown man. Be accountable for your actions.
I can assure you that Stephen Smith probably got something going there, too.
I would love to hear Stephen
Smith's
check
that out for sure. Anyway, we got the college power rankings in G. Number 1, of course, Alabama, no stranger there. Ohio State, 2. Clemson, 3. Michigan, 4. Washington, 5. Houston is at 6. Checking down this, let's see, number 10 is Miami. They're playing FSU this weekend. That should be because FSU's at number 23. And Florida's at 18, so we got some boys still playing the game. And of course, the NFL power.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Yeah, let's see, I'm looking for them. Okay. Number 1, Broncos. Number 2, Vikings. 3, Patriots. 4, Seahawks. 5, Packers. 6, Eagles. 7, Steelers. 8, Cowboys. 9, Bengals. And 10, Falcons.
Miami Dolphins.
No, Falcons.
Dolphins.
G, yeah.
Who was that again?
Falcons.
Dolphins.
G. Couldn't find them anywhere. But, it's kind of a sad day yesterday. They had memorial for Arnold Palmer, and Jack Nicklaus eulogized him.
I remember when I first saw Arnold hit a golf ball. I was 14 years old, playing in the highest state amateur at Sylvania Country Club in Toledo. I was on the golf course. It had been pouring down rain all day. And I came in off the golf course. I was the only one on the golf course. I walked by the practice range. There was only one person on the practice range. And I stopped and I looked at him. He looked like Popeye. He was hitting these short irons, but he was drilling them about 8 feet high. And they looked like they just running right through the rain. And I sat there and looked at it, and I watched him for about 30 minutes. And I didn't know him, he didn't know me. I walked into the clubhouse, and I said, who in the world is that guy on the practice tee out there hitting balls like Popeye? He said, oh, that's our defending champion, Arnold Palmer. Well, that's an Arnold Palmer I will never forget. He was an everyday man, everyone's hero. And Arnold managed to remove the I from icon and instead let the world share in his greatness.
And that's the sports for this morning, G.
Just to let you know, all sports and sporting activities, high school and all that stuff is canceled, folks.
You watch it on TV.
No soccer, no nothing.
If you got power, you can watch it on TV.
Watch what?
National.
Oh, okay, but locally, the high school scene, nothing's happening here,
exactly.
folks. In fact, Heathcote Gardens closed today through Monday, actually. The plan is to reopen on Tuesday, October 11th. And Southeast Florida Honor Flight, they're going to reschedule the Saturday, October Honor Flight out of Palm Beach International due to the projected path of Matthew affecting the local Florida area as well as the Washington, D.C. area. On Saturday, the new rescheduled date will be announced as soon as possible once multiple details are confirmed. And City Hall, all the city facilities closed to the public Thursday and Friday. All city-related events canceled for Thursday and Friday. No residential waste collection by Waste Pro, trash recycling, yard debris for Thursday and Friday. And they're telling you we shouldn't have to, but don't put any of your yard debris by the curb. Nobody's going to pick it up. The wind's going to pick it up and throw it into your window or something. And, of course, St. Lucie County Public Information Hotline, 772-460-HELP. That's 772-460-4357. All right, some random facts for your Wednesday. The average human body, 98.2 degrees, not 98.6. We've always heard 98.6, haven't we? We got the number 98.6 from a German study in 1868 that used less accurate thermometers than we have today. Each M&M takes 16 hours to make.
What?
Why? It doesn't say why. It just leaves that there for us.
Poor information.
The root in root beer, it refers to the root of the sassafras tree.
Sassafras.
You got one of them in your yard?
I don't.
I wonder if our master gardener
We
has
need to ask her that Monday.
Sassafras tree in our yard, which isn't even used in the modern version of root beer since it was banned from the FDA for having potentially dangerous chemical compounds. some of your random facts for the Wednesday. I know you woke up this morning wanting to know that stuff.
Good morning. It's 8:49, 75 degrees. It's time for the final newscast of the morning show on WPSL, the talk of the Treasure Coast. Hurricane Matthew weakened slightly as it crossed the tip of Cuba, but as a 5 a.m. update is still a major storm, ranking as a Category 3 storm with maximum sustained winds of 125 miles an hour. The entire area has now been placed under a hurricane warning until the storm leaves on Friday. Matthew is still not expected to make landfall in Florida, but its current track will put it just a few miles off the coast. Areas east of I-95 may see up to 6 inches of rain, and the storm surge could be as high as 6 feet if it occurs at high tide. Well, batteries, water, canned food, candles, these are just some of the items that you want to have on hand as Hurricane Matthew approaches. But preparing for a hurricane is a lot more than just running to the grocery store. CBS 12's Elle Peffley reports.
With Hurricane Matthew heading in our general direction, the time to prepare is now.
We are concerned. I mean, we take it seriously. We hope it's for nothing, but we're not going to wait and see.
The owner of this home in West Palm Beach's El Cid neighborhood told us this is the first time in 10 years they're putting up hurricane shutters. They're less than a block from the Intercoastal Waterway. Nearby, some businesses on Belvedere have already closed their storm shutters. At some supermarkets, supplies of flashlight batteries are running low, and bottled water is disappearing fast. The shelves completely bare at some stores. One shopper at this Publix in Lantana feels lucky that she snatched the last few precious bottles.
I've seen people panicking because when I got the water, I felt bad in a way because the lady looked at me and she goes, "You got the last of the water."
There's a last-minute rush to get prescriptions filled, too. Many people know if the area loses power, pharmacies may not be open.
I've been through every hurricane. I was born and raised here, too, and I've seen it. I've seen Andrew. I've seen them all. And this is no hurricane to be playing with.
Right now is also a good time to pull some cash out of the ATM in case of a power outage.
So if you haven't had a chance yet to fasten up your hurricane shutters or put up your hurricane panels, there is still time to do that. But as you know, time is running out.
Thank you, Al. We should start feeling the effects of Hurricane Matthew tomorrow morning, so make sure to get everything done you need to do today. I know I am. I got about 56 more shutters to put up. Gee, maybe if you got some free time, you and Cliff can come over to the house.
Maybe so.
Yeah, okay.
We'll get back with you on that.
Take care of your friends, you know. Well, schools in Martin and St. Lucie counties, along with John Carroll and Barnabas Christian Academy, will have an early release today, then be closed on Thursday and Friday. All school activities and athletic events are canceled on those days as well, meaning no high school football Friday night. IRSC will close all campuses at 5:30 tonight, and the college will be closed Thursday and Friday. Meanwhile, Port St. Lucie City Hall and all city facilities will be closed also Thursday and Friday. There will be no residential waste pickup by the Waste Pro management team on Thursday and Friday. You also may want to notice some traffic lights missing in Port St. Lucie. Officials are removing some of the traffic signal heads along Port St. Lucie Boulevard and St. Lucie West Boulevard. If you happen to see flashing red lights, that does mean all 4 stop, either direction. And Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi says that means with the hurricane on now, the rules that prohibit price gouging is now in effect.
We've activated our price gouging hotline. You cannot dramatically increase prices. Hotels cannot gouge people. Gas stations, essential commodities like water, food, anything you would need, lumber to board up your house.
And if you see any lowlifes raising prices, well, you can call the hotline. That number is 866-9-NO-SCAM. And residents of the barrier islands in St. Lucie County need to try and get their island re-entry placards today if they don't already have one. The placards can be picked up through 5 p.m. this evening at the St. Lucie County Sheriff's Office in headquarters on Martin Road, on Midway Road, that is, St. Lucie West Courthouse, or the Tax Collector's Office on Virginia Avenue and Walton Roads. Residents who cannot get their island re-entry placard will still be able to access their home after the storm, as long as the area has been deemed safe and they can produce a driver's license along with one other form of address verification, such as a utility bill. You know, gee, we're going to wrap it up this morning with a nice little tip here from our good friend, Deborah Rodriguez.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez with your Daily Dish. Paris Fashion Week goes on without Kim Kardashian, and Chanel designer Karl Lagerfeld weighs in on what happened to his reality TV star pal.
You cannot display your wealth and then be surprised that some people want to share it.
In other words, that's what you get for Instagramming photos of your $4.5 million diamond engagement ring. Move over, Lady Gaga. You've got company.
I say I'm too late.
Taylor Swift will headline a Saturday night before the Super Bowl TV extravaganza in Houston as Gaga preps for the halftime show. Tonight, Gaga begins the first in a series of stops at dive bars to promote her new album, Joanne. Nashville's up first. Samira Wiley said yes.
Taking steps is easy.
The Orange is the New Black star engaged to girlfriend and show writer Lauren Morelli. With your Daily Dish, I'm Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
So, gee, what's a dive bar?
Well, I was going to ask you that. So those are bars that are pretty much that
don't know.
That caliber of an act, but probably never perform in a dive bar. I guess it's similar to the Billy Joel song. He goes, "Man, what are you doing here?" You're too good for this place,
exactly.
you know?
Say, it's time for our traffic again, G. Should we?
You think?
I think so.
Okay, go for it, man.
Well, no funny here, but there's no traffic accidents in our broadcast area, G.
Let me give you the traffic, the bed that goes under the traffic.
This is Sean Connery.
Oh, wait a minute, that's not it. Here it is.
Oh, no.
Wait a minute.
No.
Vanilla Ice got bounced last night on Dancing with the Stars. Here we go.
Janet and Gleb, Vanilla Ice and Whitney. The next couple leaving right now is
Ice Ice Baby.
Vanilla Ice.
Yeah, there you go. Back in the day, Paul.
I was going to say, isn't Ice a local boy? I mean, he's from like down south here, isn't he? Sure is.
Sure is, man. I thought he could dance.
Well, maybe not. Maybe he just sings. Anyway, 139 years ago, in 1877, Chief Joseph of the Nez Perce tribe surrendered to the white man, conniving white man, with the words, "I will fight no more forever." Yeah, 47 years ago, in 1969, Diane Linkletter, the daughter of Art Linkletter, leaped to her death from her West Hollywood apartment. Linkletter claimed his daughter was under the influence of LSD at the time. He said, "It's not suicide, it's murder. Don't take drugs."
Well, there you go.
Yeah. 41 years ago, let's see here. Well, let's cut to 28 years ago. 1988, Democratic vice presidential candidate Lloyd Benston tore Dan Quayle a new one during their debate, saying, "I knew Jack Kennedy. Jack Kennedy's a friend of mine. Senator, you are no Jack Kennedy."
I remember that, and that was his doom.
Oh, it was.
I mean, what a statement that was.
No question about it. Yeah, 12 years ago, Rodney Dangerfield died of a chronic case
no respect.
of no respect.
That's how he died, of no respect?
He died of no respect,
wow.
yeah.
Pitiful.
Yeah, let's see what else we got here. Yeah, actually, not much happened that many years ago. I'm going to say we do have a song from back in the day, though. 57 years ago, my friend Bobby Darin's Mac the Knife.
Oh, y'all friends?
Yeah, hit #1 on the pop charts. I always liked Bobby Darin.
Oh, the shark bait.
Oh, take me home, Daddy.
Just a jackknife.
Well,
has old Maggie Heath.
Come on now.
And it keeps it.
Oh, everybody has done this song.
I know. But not like him, G.
Oh, no?
When that shark.
Not even Blue Eyes?
Maybe Blue Eyes. Listen, get out there, folks. Shop today, gas up, get all the ice you need. Any other hints, G?
Just prepare, guys, and we'll be here bright and early tomorrow morning. That's it for us, Paul.
Have a good day. Y'all see you. I'll put you on my hurricane sweater. See you in half an hour or so.
You got it, buddy. WPSL Port St. Lucie. Your CBS News is next, followed by Cliff and Swap Shop. Talk to you tomorrow.